Right, nearly 10 years ago, BMW somewhat shocked the automotive world with a really unique and new take on the electric car with the BMW i3. And they've done it again in 2025, well, 2026 by the time we see it, with the BMW iX3. Now, this is their new class, their new platform of electric vehicles, and it has some crazy numbers around it. 108 kilowatt battery and an 805 kilometers WLTP range. Now, that sounds impressive, but if you dig into the numbers, that means it's doing sub 14 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. That is crazy efficiency, and that's kind of bettering the best of Hyundai, the best of Tesla, who already lead the pack in that area.
That efficiency figure is not just good for a medium to large SUV, it's more in line or even lower than many small to medium EVs. Pretty astounding for something this size.
So let's have a little bit of a walk around. Now, in the front, we have this new class design. We're going to see this coming through on the new i3, BMW 3 Series, various other cars. These vertical kidney grills there. Now, there is a frunk under there, 58 litres. Not massive, but good to see one there. Now, around the side, we have these wheels with these somewhat aero covers on them. They go up to 22-inch on the vehicle itself. Now, the platform on the first model to come through, at least what we're being shown today, is all-wheel drive, 345 kilowatts, about 650 newton meters of torque, mains a 4.9 second 0 to 100 times. So not class leading, but pretty darn impressive. And when you mix it with that efficiency, really, really great.
BMW says this dual motor setup is supported by new drive electronics that cut energy losses by 40%, weight by 10%, and manufacturing costs by 20% compared to the previous generation.
Now, it is a kind of a medium to large SUV. If we come around here, the haunches are a bit like the existing BMW SUVs. And similarly around the back, we've got this somewhat unique look with the BMW badge here, splitting the rear LED taillights. These are really impressive, nice looking taillights. Now, if we open up the boot, this is a 5-seater, but a really big boot here, over 500 litres, storage under the floor as well. No spare tyre there, but yeah, a big size luggage space there, electrically controlled, of course. Right, so charging, we have the port around here, electrically operated, 400 kilowatts of DC charging. That means in 10 minutes you can put in over 300 kilometers of range, which is just crazy. And when you're at home, 11 kilowatt AC.
Vehicle load is planned for New Zealand, and technically the car is capable of DC to DC vehicle to grid operations. The new Gen 6 cylindrical battery cells also deliver 20% more energy density and charge 30% faster than before.
Now let's go have a look inside. Right, jumping in. Now this is a new concept in design for BMW. We have just amazing recyclable materials in here. It all feels really plush, nice and luxurious. Now, interestingly, there's so many recyclable materials in this car. It's built in a plant that only uses renewable energy, that the CO2 footprint of this car is so low that in New Zealand, if you buy one, it'll take under 20,000 kilometers, about 18,200, for it to break even from a CO2 perspective. Even if you add in the shipping, still under 20,000 kilometers.
Around a third of the iX3's material is recycled, including marine plastics, recycled yarn in the carpets, and aluminium with up to 80% secondary content.
So that's really cool. But when we come in here, we have this crazy design steering with these crystal buttons over there. We have this big new concept of kind of a almost mix of a heads-up display and a driver screen up there with all your various details, your speed, your parking stuff, additional information over there. We have this non-square screen here. This is really interesting as well. Now, the Chinese obviously brag a lot about the firepower, the processors in their car. This one kind of takes it to a new level. It's got 4 superbrain processors, does everything through all these things, but also it runs the chassis. And they're saying that using those computers and how they react to the vehicle, they can have a very BMW-like handling experience in this car. I'm hoping that means a little bit rear wheel bias from that. So apparently this is quite sporty for an SUV. And interestingly, those computers are so smart, they can manage the braking to the level that 90% of braking is done in regen. But really impressive here in the front. Let's have a quick look in the back. Right, in the back, passes the big human test. Lots of space here, a nice low flat floor, heating, cooling, USB power, and a nice big glass roof for a massive amount of headroom. Right, they're pushing me to go. So yeah, I'll go jump out and we'll wrap this up.
BMW is expected to offer further iX3 variants, likely including a rear-wheel drive model and smaller battery options in time. Even an LFP chemistry option hasn't been ruled out. For now, in Germany, this higher spec iX3 model starts at just under €69,000, about 124,000 New Zealand dollars at today's exchange rate. With the usual local premiums, we'd expect it to land here at around $145,000 to $150,000.
So that is the new BMW iX3. This is not just another converted petrol car running electric. This is really ground up, and you can tell by the numbers it generates. It's so cool. Now, we're going to be driving it later this year. It will arrive, as I said, in New Zealand, middle of 2026. We don't know any other details yet. Hopefully there'll be a rear-wheel drive version, maybe with either more range or less range and a smaller battery. We'll see what comes in time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe, and we'll come back with a full review later in the year.